Vilmana with us here on the set. Hi, Flo. Let's start with a lot of focus on the peace talks between Israel and the Palestinians.
That's right. It's on the front page of the Wall Street Journal today that says that those peace talks are endangered. The Wall Street Journal says that 8 months of talks trying to bring Israelis and Palestinians to the negotiation tables appeared near collapse yesterday. Now, according to this article, the Palestinian leader really lashed out against Israel, saying he would seek further UN recognition unless a prisoner released by Israel went ahead. Now, a lot of papers are also focusing on something that's very central to these negotiations going ahead, and that's the release by the U.S. of a man named Jonathan Pollard. He's an American who was convicted of spying for Israel some 3 decades ago. Now, the Daily Beast says that the Obama administration has floated a proposal to release Pollard in exchange for Israel's continued participation in these ongoing peace talks, because these talks are scheduled to end on April 29th. So this, according to the Daily Beast, is kind of a carrot to make sure that Israel stays in the negotiations. But this article has an exclusive, and that's that this proposal is actually facing a bipartisan backlash from Congress. This article says that both the Democratic and the Republican heads of the Senate Intelligence Committee are staunchly opposed to this going through.
And the Israeli press is also reacting to all of this.
That's right. There's a very pessimistic op-ed in Yediot Aharonot today that says that the Israeli-Palestinian negotiations are the diplomatic version of the Malaysian plane affair. Basically, they've disappeared off the radar. And you can read the title here that says that those talks aren't going anywhere. It may be time for the U.S. to withdraw from these peace negotiations, says Yediot Aharonot. Let Netanyahu and Abbas get along on their own.
Meanwhile, other international papers are continuing to react to the political situation here in France, where we have a new Prime Minister, Manuel Valls.
That's right. The Guardian says that France, likes to have a strong man, and that's what they're getting with this new Prime Minister, Manuel Valls. To quote the article, it says that President François Hollande has replaced his spineless sidekick, very harsh words there for Jean-Marc Ayrault, replaced him with a reformer who likes to talk tough on immigration. The Wall Street Journal, the conservative paper, is also focusing on Manuel Valls today and applauds his appointment by François Hollande. He has a youthful air that reminds the Wall Street Journal of Clinton and Blair. Could this be the key to getting Hollande to steer to the right side of the road, wonders the Wall Street Journal? Well, if that's the case, it's a good thing, but it says when it comes to improving French economic policy, we've learned over the years never to raise our hopes too high.
I like that headline to Writing Holland. French politics, of course, continues to be the main focus in the French papers as well, where they're looking more closely at this split between the Socialists and the Green Party.
That's right. Yesterday, after long negotiations, the Green Party said it didn't want to have anything to do with the government led by Manuel Valls. So this is the front page of Libération, the left-leaning paper, saying that Manuel Valls is being tested by the Greens. The right-leaning press is also focusing on this. Le Figaro, in its editorial, says, "Good riddance, no regrets. It's good that the government has finally gotten rid of these, quote, turbulent allies." The Figaro is not a big fan of the Green Party, it has to be said, likens them to those apostles of negative growth. It's good that Valls and Hollande will no longer be bothered by these voices of discord coming from within the government.
How is the conservative opposition, the UMP party, reacting to all of this?
Well, according to Aujourd'hui en France, the UMP is watching this as a show and really enjoying the show. Laurent Wauquiez, who's the vice president of the UMP, says that Valls is going to burn his wings. Now that he's in charge, everybody's going to see what a fake he is. So very harsh words there from the UMP. But what's ironic is a lot of people tend to compare Valls to another UMP sweetheart, and that is the former president, Nicolas Sarkozy. Let's take a look at the front page of Charlie Hebdo. That's a satirical magazine. This is actually what's going to come out tomorrow. And you can see here, Sarkozy, Premier Ministre. So there's no doubt about it, according to them. Sarkozy and Valls are very similar. A lot of people say they have the same character. They're hyperactive, very ambitious. They were both very controversial interior ministers. Rue 89 draws together other similarities. In fact, it's a kind of a list of 7 similarities. It's a kind of a reverse game of spot the difference. Things about their personal life, like they're both married to musicians. They're both a fan of football, fan of working out. They even look alike, according to Rue 89, with a very square jaw. And this one I liked. They're fans of the Camargue region and white horses. So perhaps they have more in common than they think.
That's funny. Thank you so much, Florence Villeminot, for that look at the papers today. Thanks to you for watching France 24. Next up, sports.
In the Champions League quarter-final first leg, Manchester United held Bayern Munich